Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, my student. We meet again with your teachers, Mr. Erwin Junaidi. How are you today? Well, Mr. Hoped you always fine and healthy. Well, my beloved student, for today we're going to study about recount text. This is for the grade student for A class, SMP level. The material is about the recount text. My student, in this case, the goal of our learning is I want you are able to decide about the main idea, about the information, explicit information, implicit information, phrase, meaning, the text about the recount text. And have look for our material first before we discuss about the question. We know that recount text is a text that talk about fast activity or fast action. It's normally talking about the biography, history, and also about the experience of the writers. We know that recount text there are several generic structures. The first is the orientation. Remember, my student, when the text only consists of one paragraph, normally orientation is within in the first or in the second sentence. But when the text more than two or maybe three paragraphs, the orientation mostly within in the first paragraph. So what is the orientation actually? Orientation is talk about a setting about the time, background of the event. And then the second generic structure is event itself. This is talking about the serious activity or series of the action that happen in the text. And the last of the generic structure is a reorientation. So what is orientation? Reorientation is talking about the summary or the closing of the text itself. Well, my beloved student, recount text, there are several characteristic or in Bahasa Indonesia is ciri-ciri. Jadi apa itu ciri-ciri dari teks recount text? Pertama, bahwa this text using the past tense. My student, we know that past tense is the second verb in English. For example, the word pergi, go, went, gone. So we use when in this text. And then other characteristic of this text is using conjunction such as than, before, after, and etc. Well, my beloved student, have a look the example of this recount text. Number 1 until number 3. My father died of cancer 5 years ago when I was 3 years old. He left my mother and me, dear only boy. Last year, my mother married Mr. Daud. He was a widower and he had got 2 children, Andy and Siska. Mr. Daud now become my stepfather. Andy and Siska become my stepbrother and stepsister. Both of them are older than me. we lived heavily in my stepfather's house. Now we are waiting for the birth of my mother's baby. Well, my beloved students, number one, how many children did Mr. Dowd have before he married the writer's mothers? From the text, we can see that the answer is C, 2, right? Now, number 2 and also number 3. For number 2, what is the relationship between the writer and the Siska? According to the text, of course, the answer is the writers is Andy and Siska stepbrother, B. And down for number 3, he was a widower, line 2. What does the word he in this sentence refer to? Of course, according to the text, the answer is Mr. Dowd. Well, my beloved student, for number 4 until number 13, you have to answer it by yourself. Hopefully, you can answer the question and correctly. Have a nice day. You will meet again with me with another materials. My student, that's all. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and try to focus. Okay? Enjoy it. Bye.